Good morning, stamping friends. This is Sarah with StinkingCuteCards.com, and I finally have your September Changing Leaves video for your Card Stash DoorDash. And we are using this month the Changing Leaves stamp set and folder and dies, as well as what you found in your kit is 6 cards. And I don't have one to unpack for you because I've mailed them all out. So it is the Changing Leaves suite or bundle, 1/3 of a pack of the Season of Elegance Designer Series paper. You will have a half a pack of the Sparkle Gems, and so there's 60 of those. You will have 1.5 yards of this fun 3/8 inch polka dot ribbon. This was an online exclusive. This has been, I've liked it because it's the burlap with the polka dots. It's it's cute. You will have 1 yard of all of the 5 of the in colors from last year, the 2020, 23 to 25 in colors, and 2 yards of the linen thread. So let's go ahead and put this together. It's a fun set. All right, so we're going to start with the little fun fold. We've got early espresso cardstock is your card base, and it's scored at 2 1/8 and 6 3/8. You've got crumb cake cardstock. This is embossed with the exposed brick embossing folder. You have early espresso cardstock is layer 2. This is layer 3. Crumb cake is, let's see, the 4" by 4". So we've got some scraps, 4" by 4 1/4, as well as very vanilla cardstock, 5/8 by 3". We've got an early espresso that I have die cut with the smallest Spotlight on Nature die, as well as the very vanilla for the inside. So let's go ahead and put this together. We're going to fold the card base along the score lines and adhere layer 1 to the front panels. All right, so I have lots of extras of these, so I'm worried that maybe I accidentally gave you too many, or maybe inadvertently forgot to give you the crumb cake for stamping. If I did, my apologies. Use them for something fun and let me know if I screwed up on that one, or if it was just my kit. All right, we are going to adhere layer 2 to layer 3 and then to the card base along the left side. So, and if you would rather have this paper instead of this, you do you, doesn't matter to me. Maybe I'll do one of each. Okay. And then we're going to adhere it along this left-hand side. So I'm just going to put adhesive here and put that right in the center and allow it to set up. All right, we're going to grab the Changing Leaves stamp set. And we are going to ink this baby with the early espresso. And stamp that on layer 4 of the crumb cake. Do that again. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is you are going to use the dies that cut out this image. So I'm going to go over to George and do that quickly. Now, these dies fit both in the folder as well as, so you can die cut individually, you can emboss, or this fits in here like this, and make sure that you get it completely seated into the groove. So it's not, you want it locked in. So what it does is it die cuts and embosses at the same time. So that's the cool part about this hybrid folder. Now, one of the things that I would definitely caution you is make sure when you're sending this through your die cutting machine that it's, like you have ample room. Because these are bigger, sometimes I've had my customers, put them in a little kitty wonkus. And what happens is like one of the edges hit the sides of the die cutting machine. And because they are so strong, they have had a tendency to, pull them in and then warp your die. So just put that in the back of your mind when you're using that. All right, so what I chose to do is grab a blending brush, and what I'm going to do is just kind of muddy the waters a little bit. Just run it over the edges of your images, and what I like about that is it just kind of gives it a softer look, like you've watercolored it and you really haven't. Okay. All right, so we are going to attach to layer 3 with dimensionals. Goes on there like that. And then we are going to ink the greeting in early espresso and stamp on layer 5. So let's do that. Just a little note to brighten your day. All right, and then we're going to diagonal cut that. And that's going to be attached right here. And we're going to adhere that with dimensionals. And of course, again, we're going to try to squeeze the dimensionals in and around these. Actually, what I'll do is put one here. And then I think I will add just adhesive back here so that it catches on the changing leaves. Just a little note to brighten your day. Put that up just a smidge maybe. All right. And we're going to adhere layer 6 to the right side of the card with dimensionals. And we're going to position it so that it allows layer 3 to come to open. And what it does is it's going to create a closure for our card front. Just going to pop out our little circles here. It's easier to do now once before it's on the paper. So again, I'm only going to put my dimensional on this side, and that way it's going to be able to open. And what I found is I kind of like just a half of a dimensional on the far right side. There we go. So that'll open like that. Okay. And we're going to take a piece of the polka dot trim, and I'm going to use it so that it's just burlap and there's no polka dots. Just carefully position that. And using a glue dot, we're going to add that right there. Put that right on the stem. Going to add some sparkle gems and go ahead and pull those out. One here. I'm going to do one over here. And let's do a small one right here. All right, so that is your first card. And of course there is a piece for the inside, so you could go ahead and stamp another leaf, whatever you choose to do. All right, let's go ahead and do the next one in double time. And there you go, 1 and 2. All right, let's move along to the next one. And like I said, hopefully I gave you the the crumb cake. If I didn't, I seriously apologize. And gave you extras of these. Have fun, enjoy, find something amazing. All right, let's do the next one. We're going to do the little the pecan pie. Card looks like this. All right. What you're going to do is we have pecan pie as your card base. This is pecan pie as your card base. You are going to have pecan pie embossed with a Changing Leaves hybrid folder. You have copper clay as layer 2. Layer 3 is Pretty Peacock. You're going to stamp and die cut that one. Inside layer is Basic Beige. I love the color of this one. Plus you need some linen thread. So we are going to emboss this with a hybrid folder. Now, my hybrid folder is, we just used it. So that looks like that. We are going to take 26 inches of the ribbon. So let's do 12 plus 12 plus just a smidge more. So we are going to wrap that around here several times to give a real pretty look. And you can use a bow or a knot. I'm going to do a knot on this one because I don't think I had quite enough. There we go. And we are going to here layer this one to the card base with dimensionals. I'm going to spread that out a little bit. Okay. Okay. All right, with dimensionals to the card base. I think this folder is cool whether or not it's embossed or debossed. It's pretty neat either way, so you'll have fun with this one. And this is going to go on your card base right about here. All right, we're going to stamp the sentiment on layer 2 towards the right with Versamark and emboss. So we're going to do that with Versamark, and that is "You are amazing in every single way." So we're going to stamp that over here. And we're going to emboss it with gold powder. All right, so I have embossed both of these that say "You are amazing in every single way." And let's go ahead and adhere to layer 2 to the card front. Adhere layer 2 to the card front with dimensionals. Okay. I'm going to put that up to the side. Okay. We are going to stamp the leaf in Pretty Peacock ink. And then we're going to die cut and emboss with a Changing Leaf embossing folder and die. So we need to So what I'll do is take my dies, take my folder, and you use the side that has the logo, and you want to make sure that that is seated in there properly. Then what you need to do is we need to sometimes I think it's easier to, I'm going to try it this way. I'm going to die cut first because then it's easier for me to line it up. I know you should be able to stamp and die cut all at once. But I'm just going to do it this way first. So yes, it should stamp and die cut. So I'll do it the other way just to show you how it works. But it's kind of tough sometimes to line that up once I've stamped it. So I think we can. Here was stamp and die cut all at once. So it did pretty good. I have it lined up pretty good. And then if we want to just die cut it, or just to, sometimes I think it's a little easier to put it back in. I know it's not quite the way it was meant to be, but and there we go. It's so pretty. Love these colors together. All right, we're going to adhere to layer 3 with dimensionals on the left side. So we're going to put some dimensionals over here. Okay. And I'm just going to put a little touch of glue there so that my leaf isn't blowing in the wind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to add some lovely sparkle gems. And let's use these. 1, 2, and whoops. 3. I'm going to add the basic beige to the inside. Isn't that pretty? Oof. And this will go right in here like that. All right, let's do the next one in double time. And there is our second one. Isn't that pretty? This one is not staying down. 1, 2, 3. Man, I like that. That color combo is gorgeous. Love it. All right, so let's move on to the last. All right, so we have Blackberry Bliss as our card base. Layer 1 is crushed curry. We need 2 sheets of the Very Vanilla, and we're going to stamp and die cut those. And then we are going to got 2 for our inside as well as 1 for our seam. So, all right, we're going to use early espresso to stamp layers 2 with the large leaves. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Better inkage there. All right, so now we are going to use the blending brushes to ink 3 colors and on our leaves. So we're going to use Cherry Cobbler. We're going to do crushed curry on the bottom of each of these leaves. And it probably doesn't matter whether or not it's the large brush or the small brush. Okay, so cherry cobbler, crushed curry. Then we're going to do some cherry cobbler in the middle. And Blackberry Bliss up on the tips. I might like the smaller brushes just to make it a little bit easier, but you know. And we'll go ahead and die cut that. So let's try that again. Crushed curry, cherry cobbler in the middle. And Blackberry Bliss up on the top. Okay, and let's go ahead and die cut those. All right, so then we are going to adhere the colored leaves to layer 1 and trim off the overhang. So let's go ahead and do that. Just use our glue. This is another really pretty card. So this is going to get glued up here. And these can get put down here. All right, and by trimming off the overhang, you're just going to turn it on the back side and just trim it off. If you want, you could, put this one here, like you could add more if you wanted to, but I'm just going to get rid of them. I don't want quite that much leafage. All right, we are going to adhere layer 1 to the card base. Okay. We are going to take the saying that says, I couldn't have done it without you. Ink that up on the small piece. Oh, I did that in cherry cobbler. Wrong color. Whoops. Let's do this in Blackberry Bliss. I couldn't have done it without you. And then there is the circle die that coordinates from this die set. Let's go ahead and add that. And we are going to add that with dimensionals onto layer 1. Add a couple of sparkle gems, and I think, let's do this one in black here. And then I think there is a very vanilla layer that you could go ahead and add for the inside as well. And maybe that's where you'd want to add those extra cutoffs. I mean, that'd be a good place to kind of glue it up, glue those extra cutoffs. Just a thought. So let's go ahead and add that to the inside. So pretty. All right, let's do the next one in double time. And there you go. And that's your third one. Isn't that fun? Great card. Just really fun and festive and fall-like. So that is your DoorDash, your Card Stash DoorDash for September, the Changing Leaves. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you're missing anything or need anything, please let me know. So again, this is Sarah with Stinking Cute Cards. Don't forget that October's DoorDash, Card Stash DoorDash delivery is the Sophisticated Sled. And thanks again, friends. Toodles.